Welcome back to Discover Janesville. We are sitting here on the stage of the Janesville Performing Arts Center, and we are on the set of the Janesville Little Theater production, The Moon is Blue. Our next guest is Emily Gruenewald, who is the new Executive Director of the Janesville Performing Arts Center. Emily, welcome to Discover Janesville.
Thank you for having me.
It's a beautiful pink set, isn't it?
It is.
Now, you attended University of Minnesota in Twin Cities, and you received your Bachelor of Arts degree, cum laude, in theater arts with a business administration minor. That was a good move on your part.
It was.
Because you didn't have to live the actor's life. You had that smart move in there, having the business administration.
It's true. It's really what has armed me well for a career in arts administration. I did go to school thinking that I was going to be an actress and quickly realized within the first year or two that that was not going to be the lifestyle I wanted to lead. I didn't want to live out of a suitcase. I didn't want to have to do the daily auditions to get jobs and also have to support myself with 2 or 3 jobs. And as I got into my business courses, I realized that there was a wonderful way to support the arts on a daily basis by working in arts administration. It really is where my forte is and where I love to be working.
And so before the Janesville Performing Arts Center, your past stop was at the Madison Youth Choir?
That is correct. I was there for 4.5 years as the executive director there.
So what do you feel makes JPAC different from other venues that you may have worked with?
In the past, I have worked for organizations that have produced art, and this is different in a way that I'm not involved with producing the art that goes on stage here. With the exception of the JPAC's annual fundraising gala, where we bring in a nice artist and do a dinner and things, we don't produce things. We sometimes work with some of our other resident organizations to produce things, but we don't do anything on our own. We don't have an artistic director. We don't do our own plays and things. So that is different. I'm like one more step removed from the art in my position here, but being able to lend my expertise in fundraising and marketing and administration and strategic planning and things to the resident organizations is really exciting to me.
Now, Janesville Performing Arts Center is a home to a whole number of, I think it's 10, 17?
Around 15 or
15 user groups. Mm-hmm. And what are some of them? Can you tell me?
Sure. We have 3 theater companies that work here. We have Janesville Little Theater, which is actually celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. It is the longest running, continuously running community theater in the state of Wisconsin, so that's really special.
That's right.
We also have Spotlight on Kids and Footlight Productions, which primarily works with children's theater productions, and then they usually do a big summer musical each year. And then we have Theater Unlimited that has done lots of musical theater productions in our community, some really big ones like Beauty and the Beast, and now they've just started branching out a little bit, and they just completed a children's musical, Proud and This Is America, which I think your daughter was a part of.
She was proud, yes.
We also are host to the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, the Badger Chordhawks, which is the local barbershop group in the area, and several other groups. Some of the dance schools in town do their recitals here. And the Rock County Historical Society has been starting to produce some productions here. They do Town Hall Christmas each year, and this spring they're doing a production of Studs Terkel's Working, which is a musical really centered around working, obviously the labor that we do each day, but they are really doing something really neat where they're having a traveling exhibit explaining how the labor unions in our community, that type of history. And so it's a really nice way of, bridging the gap between just a theatrical production, but what it really means to our community.
So the JPAC facility is being used pretty much year-round all the time. There's always something going on here.
There is. Also, Janesville Presents is an organization that brings the national touring companies in. So like Natalie Stovall, who's coming in the beginning of March, and Quartet San Francisco and Alpen Hong this spring, that's a group that brings those. So we have this really nice mix of local groups and then also national artists coming through to really create a nice community experience.
Well, and this is also an awesome stage. The
It
acoustics
is.
here are great. This is a good place to perform. Now, you have replaced, if that is possible, Laurel Cannon as the executive director. Can you talk about some of the challenges and opportunities that are facing the Janesville Performing Arts Center?
Sure. I've been very fortunate to have a great predecessor where Laurel did a great job of getting the foundation done. I mean, to have her to be able to work on the capital campaign and come in and be the first executive director and get all the bugs out of all the policies and contracts and things that you need to have in a performing arts center. I feel very fortunate that I had someone as capable and as wonderful as Laurel ahead of me.
She's also a tough negotiator.
Yeah, she is, and she is. And now moving forward, I feel like we're at this perfect point where we're just about, next fall will mark our 5th anniversary of the opening, and this is an opportunity for us to dream and really think about what the future of the organization is going to be like. We have a great foundation, so this is going to be a fun time. Of course, we have the same challenges that all nonprofits have about fundraising and having people, people are making very difficult choices about with their money right now, and entertainment dollars are getting smaller, and so I think it's really important for us to be giving our community high quality productions that are worth the price that they're paying at a reasonable price, something at a lesser ticket price than you'll see in Madison or Rockford or Chicago. But
at the same time, I would think that the community productions would tend to be more popular because it's people you know, and it attracts local audiences.
Exactly, that is very true.
Now, who have been some of the influences in your life that made you think that this is the career path that you wanted to pursue?
Well, I've actually been going to Arts Center board meetings since I was born. My mom was on the board of the Monroe Arts Center.
That's a good start there. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been going to those meetings, and my mom is a visual artist. She works mainly in acrylics and pen and inks, and my parents both really made a commitment to make sure that their daughters were exposed to the arts. We went to CTM, the Madison Children's Theater, as children. We had season tickets. I was fortunate to actually work there as education and outreach coordinator later in my career. And we were always encouraged to be on stage, to take dance lessons, to play instruments, and not everything stuck. None of us became dancers, none of us can sing at all, but we all really appreciate the arts. So they've really been probably the most influential people in terms of my career choice. Also, I mean, there's always, everywhere I go, I'm influenced by music and by people that I meet, and the good deeds that people are doing, and I try to bring all of that into my work and really try to do the best job I can within the mission of the organization that I work for.
That's great. So what are some of the things that are kind of on the upcoming, you mentioned that there may be some internet developments as far as...
Yes, I've had a lot of questions of what has happened to JanesvillePSC.org, and we're in a period of transition with our website. We've moved to our Gaslow page, which has been great, and it really has everything you do need from a website for a performing arts center. We have the calendar on there. We do have the information about all of the user groups.
So people can find out what's going on at JPAC
exactly,
easily. They still go to JanesvillePAC.org.
Right, and it goes right to the new Gaslow site. Coming up, we're talking with the board right now and trying to decide what's going to be the best move for us in terms of what kind of format our new JanesvillePAC.org website will be. But I hope to launch something by this fall for the organization. At the same time, that website, we're having troubles keeping it updated, and that's really, it was a customer service standpoint why that change was made.
Why do you have so many things going on? It would have been just easier to have one production that would be easy to update,